Easy Parts is the application that stores all of the service and repair and parts information for all Nilfisk machines. When we look at the Easy Parts window, Easy Parts is available on CD, DVD. It's also available on the web. We're, of course, trying to move towards the web because it is easier to keep the information up to date. We don't have install issues. You just go on your browser and voila, there's all your information. We have the browsers broken down into a couple of different sections. On the left-hand side over here, we have a tree, or basically an index. And if we click on the little pluses next to all of the data that is displayed, it will expand out to show us the subnodes. And so each one of these entries in the tree is called a node. So if we go in under Advanced, Scrubber Sweepers, we click the plus next to Battery Rider, it will expand out, and you'll see each option as we click the plus. Clicking a plus is the fastest way to navigate the tree, but it is not the only way to navigate the tree. For example, we can double-click on Nilfisk, we can double-click on Advanced, we can double-click on Scrubber Sweepers, and when we double-click, you notice a different action occurs. We actually get some items loading over here on the right. So basically, the fastest way to be able to navigate is to click the plus, because what happens when you click the plus, it does not load any of these visual resources. If you are on the internet and on a low bandwidth connection, clicking the plus is going to give you a faster response than double clicking on each of your options. Now, double clicking actually is prettier and it looks nicer, and you see the Advanced logo and you do get extra information, but as you become more skilled, clicking the plus lets you navigate quite quickly through and see all of the different options. Now, when you double-click on the schematic, when you get to the lowest level, you will notice that you don't have a plus. When you get to your lowest level in the tree, basically you have to click on it. When you click on one of the lower levels in the tree, you will get your schematic loaded over here on the right and your bill of materials. In addition to schematics and bill of materials, you'll notice you also have instruction sheets. You'll have technical service bulletins. You'll have owner's manuals. Any information that Nilfisk Advanced believes is important for you for maintaining this piece of equipment is going to be here for you. You can print out any of the instruction sheets, bulletins. You can also print out any of the schematics and additional information that's in there. So if we take a look at chassis system and we right-click on chassis system over in the tree, you have an option to add a bookmark. Adding a bookmark will let you go back and quickly navigate to that item by selecting down on your top menu your bookmarks, which is a little piece of paper with a chain. So if you have places that you go often, you can always right-click. You can add a bookmark. It'll add those bookmarks to your Easy Parts bookmark list. Additional options that you have is to be able to copy the path. You can see what the path is here in case you want to send it to somebody, or you're communicating with Nilfisk Advanced. You want to send them, hey, I was looking here and I have a question. Then you can see the path. You also have the ability to download and print. Download and print will generate a PDF file. The PDF file can be emailed or can be saved, printed out on your local machine. So with your PDF, okay, let's take a look. You will notice that you get your schematic. You will also see your bill of material. You will also get any parts notes and related information that you can actually save. You can email it. You can print it out right to your printer. So if you wanted to send it to your printer, you click the print icon on the PDF. If you want to save it to disk, you can file and save file, save as. So you actually can retain a copy of that. We have a show notes option. If you right-click and you say show notes, basically if there are any notes on a bill of material, on a schematic, or on a part, those will display in the notes area. Some people, when we navigate, let's navigate to notes schematic, we'll find some notes. Here we go, here's some notes. The notes window will automatically display. As I navigate down through the parts list over here on the right by clicking on different parts, you'll notice that the notes will actually change. Quantity of 4 after May 2012. Some people prefer that the notes window does not flash. Okay, here you see the notes windows displayed. If I go somewhere there are no notes, you'll notice that the note window hides. So it's a matter of personal preference. If you want the note window always to be there, there's a little pin. You can click on the pin, and when you navigate somewhere there are no notes, that notes window will stay open. Gives a slightly smoother presentation. So as you navigate, even when there are no parts notes, you will notice that the note window does not open and close. So that all goes to comfort level of using the application. We have a nice little functionality which is called copy reference, and I'm going to come back to this later. One of the goals in the Easy Parts application is the ability to be able to share a link or share data quickly between people. So if you're communicating with NoFISC Advance and you want to send them a link to where you are in the tree, there is a copy reference function, and one of the last things that we're going to do in the demonstration is look at copy reference and how that works. And if you emailed that to somebody, how would I get back to somewhere in the tree? So that gives you we'll pop back to that one. Another function that we have that we did use is the collapse all. When you're navigating through your tree, you can see how much information is there. It gets to be big pretty fast. You can right click and you can say collapse all, and that will collapse your tree for you very quickly and allow you to navigate or to start over navigating and come back in and go. Let's take a look at schematic. I have a little toolbar up here, and a lot of times people don't see that toolbar because it's a little teeny arrow. The website usually remembers the state or attempts to remember the state depending on your browsing history, whether you allow cookies and sessions and other things. You may or may not have your settings remembered by your browser. If you're looking for a toolbar or you can't see on the schematic very well, what you may want to do is actually look for this little arrow. If you click it, you'll see a little menu. But one of the easiest options to use is the zoom feature. Simply by clicking on a different zoom, you'll be able to zoom in to your schematic. There is a hand feature that also allows you to drag and to move your schematic around the screen simply by using your hand. You have an arrow feature which allows you to hold your hand or arrow over any hotspot, and you will notice that the parts information will actually be displayed on any hotspot. In the case where, okay, if we go to say 26, 27, okay, if I hold my mouse cursor over 27, you'll notice that my part number is displayed and the description is displayed. Over some of the callouts, you'll notice that there is not a part number. That's because NoFISC Advance has not supplied the actual part number for that part. But in the case here, like for this bracket, you notice that the part number is both displayed and the description for the part is displayed. I have not clicked on anything, so I'm just holding my mouse cursor over the hotspot. If I actually want to reposition in the bill of material, I can click and the bill of material will be repositioned. If there are any related parts notes, they will be displayed over here in the parts notes section on the left. For example, for part number 41, when I click on it, you notice a couple things happen. The schematic positions 41 to the center of the screen and positions the part note. Same thing for 44. If I click on 44, it attempts to position 44 to the center of the screen and loads any related parts notes. So the schematic and hotspot functionality is pretty easy. You can, if you want, click on that hotspot and it will actually position the bill of material. Likewise, the bill of material is tied to the schematic. So if I click on the bill, it's going to attempt to position the bill to that hotspot so that it's in the center of the screen and display it to you. Right-click functionality is available on the bill of material, and it is context sensitive. So depending on where I right-click on the bill of material depends on what information will be displayed for me. If I right-click in the part number field, notice that I have search for, and the part number that I clicked on is one of my menu options. I have copy part number and also hide show prices, hide show notes. If we right-click from the part number and we click on search for, what will happen is you'll see the search window automatically spawn. That search window is a tab. So if you want to navigate back and forth between the tree where you were and your search results, you have the tabs over on the right side of the screen. Okay, so if I go to my search tab, here you see what I searched for. Okay, automatically displays my results back. In addition to giving you the part number, down at the bottom of the tree, down at the bottom of the search window here, you see a resource column and you see a model column. On the resource column, I can actually click here and be taken to any one of these resources. It will load the schematic, and it will load the bill of material, and will actually position me to the actual part on the schematic. Now, an important note is that some of the information is actually filtered in the tree, and based on your login, you may not have access to that information. A nice little pop-up window will tell you if you do not. If you need access to that information, then of course you have to contact Nilfisk Advance, and they'll adjust your user settings so that you can have